Hey Eurovision fans, it's Tom coming to you from Shanghai, back for another Eurovision reaction video. Italy have won Eurovision 2021. Today I'm going to be giving a review of the final, talking about Italy as winners and what this is going to mean for next year, as well as discussing the other songs in the top 10, plus some of the other headlines from the results. So, let's kiki. I don't know if I will or not, but if I put timestamps in, you can see them in the progress bar. First of all, this video is going to be quite brief because I need to catch a plane to Beijing. I've had around 5 hours sleep, which you can probably tell from my eyes. This final was absolutely and utterly spectacular. I think this is one of the best finals that we've ever had in Eurovision history. I think the quality of it was obscene. I was getting comments from non-Euro fans telling me that they thought it was really good. An amazing advertisement for the competition. Rotterdam, Netherlands were fantastic hosts. Absolutely gutted that I couldn't go there, but I think they hosted the competition amazingly well. Really hope that they win again sometime near in the future so I can properly go to the competition there. Okay, first of all, Italy as winners. This is so freaking well deserved. If you've watched my videos, you know at the start of every country, I do a little bit for around 90 seconds where I talk about that country in Eurovision. Every time I have an opportunity, I talk about how Italy constantly send quality. Their record in the competition, they've had something like 7 or 8 top 10s since they returned in 2011 with Rafael Gualazzi. This song is not my top 10, but also Israel wasn't in my top 10 and neither was Portugal, and I think those were very deserved as well. Me personally, I don't think that you can only justify the results of the competition if your favourite wins. For me, that's not really a proper Eurovision fan. The Eurovision fan is someone who just loves the whole competition and is kind of rooting for most people and lots of people, not just their own country. The other thing I'll say about Italy is, when you win, it's not just about having the best song of the year, it's also what is everything else like around you. For example, this year, France and Switzerland massively cancelled each other out in the jury. They stole so many points from each other in that. And that could have possibly affected France. I'm not saying that France were robbed. Italy won the televote, but I'm saying that it's not just about sending a good song a year, you also need a little bit of chance with who else is in the competition. Italy, if Finland were in the competition, Italy's score would have been even higher. So this is why you need to consistently send quality, because when you do that, you create your own opportunities. And the more opportunities you have, the more likely you are that eventually everything's going to fall into the right place and you are going to win. That's what Italy have done. The message this sends is so strong. Send quality and you will do well. France, I'm so delighted they came second. Barbara Pravi, I was so shocked by her televote score. We were all talking before how we thought that Switzerland and France were going to do really high in the jury, but they were going to do less. I thought France was going to do really bad in the televote. They did amazing. I think she came second or third in the end. France third in the televote. That's just brilliant. I'm so delighted for her. She won during Eurovision. She's come second at Eurovision. She was absolutely spectacular. I think she gave her best performance on the night. It was really touching. This is pure quality from France, really showing that I've always thought that it's harder for the automatic qualifiers to do well because they only get seen once, but Italy and France both just gave sensational performances. If you send a quality song with a great performer and thoughtful staging, people only need to see that once to know that it's brilliant. I'm so delighted for France. And then in third place, Switzerland, you know I absolutely adore him. He won the jury. I'm so happy for him. He had so much class and composure throughout the whole thing. He's 22 years old. He's just fantastic. I think he did really well with the televote as well. He came 6th in the televote. That's not bad at all. Overall third place. I'm so delighted for him. Switzerland got 4th in the last competition, but I would kind of argue that they should have gotten 3rd, and they got the 3rd now. What a turnaround for Switzerland. 4th and 3rd in consecutive years with different artists. That is just, they're doing something right, and I hope they keep it up. Iceland in 4th, delighted for them. Retribution for the fact that they really didn't get to perform after 2 years, and I think it does feel a little bit different from other people because Daddy's been so invested in the competition, so for him to not have that moment was really heartbreaking. But I love that they did so well with both the televote and the jury. I really hope this does well in the charts. Ukraine, yeah, they did better with the jury, actually not as well. Ukraine really got buried by the jury. I think we kind of knew that happened, and you know what, I think the Ukrainian delegation's a little bit relieved. This came second with the televote. That's brilliant, and really televote are the people who are actually going to buy the song, so I really hope that they have a lot of commercial successes. You know, Ukraine are my favorite country in the competition. I'm relieved for them in a way that they didn't win. Top 5 is a brilliant result. Getting top 5 nowadays is just, my God, it's a monumental feat. But yeah, I feel it's too soon for them to host again. I don't really want any country hosting too soon. at all. I just want a bit of variety in the hosts. It just feels fresher if they haven't done it in a while. Like the fact that Netherlands hadn't done it so long really added into how much effort they put into the competition. And you know, when we had Malmo and Stockholm so close together, it just felt too close. So I'm glad that Ukraine didn't. Also, I think it would have been a little bit difficult for them hosting as well in terms of like finances. So this is a perfect result for Ukraine. People were talking about this being a borderline qualifier, but I said it was a likely qualifier. And some other people were saying it was definite. So Marie has always been a big advocate for this, but that tableau at the end where she had the ring above her head, Ukraine gets staging. They are the delegation gods. Everybody needs to go and take notes from Ukraine because this was 16th in the odds. It was a borderline qualifier and they brought it up to 5th. Sensational. 6th was Finland. I was really delighted by this as well. I think everyone was sleeping on this just because we heard it so early. And when we did hear it, it went up really high in the odds. And then I think we thought that other songs were better and that's why we're forgetting about it, but really it was just because it was older, I think. Yeah, this is really well deserved. I was so delighted to see Finland being rewarded for UMK being, I think, is one of my biggest grower national finals. I think it's improving all the time. I love the format. I'm not saying I want everyone to have a one final format. I do like that Melody Festival has 6 shows, but I also love the variety of a show that just has 7, not 50 songs, 7 songs, and they feel different and they feel unique and they feel good quality. I thought UMK this year and last year was both brilliant, so really well deserved. Malta in 7th. This is going to cause an absolute shitload of controversy because she won the first semi. I think this does kind of actually have to take back what I said yesterday because maybe they really don't see the running order. If they saw the running order and they put this in 6th slot, that's a little bit ludicrous. But they knew she was top of the odds anyway, so why did they put her in the 6th slot? I just feel like they've kind of given ammunition to the Maltese delegation that they didn't have to. Like, they should have put her in 10th or 13th or something. Why did Spain get 13? Why didn't they blow up the balloon in the 8th slot and then have James Newman in the 9th slot? You know, and then put Serbia maybe in 6 and then had Malta in 13. So, you know, I actually do get what I know running what people say does, man. I was watching the YouTube channel. I can tell you, I could see how many people were watching. There were around 500,000 people watching at Malta, and by the time we got to Greece there was 650,000 people watching. That is a lot of people, and by the time we got to the end of the show there were 1 million people watching. So those numbers were climbing and climbing and climbing. Guys, those numbers speak for themselves. There is a disadvantage in the televote quite significantly if you're early. You can't deny those numbers. Like, it's just, you could say that it's just YouTube. I think that's all channels. The amount of people I saw who say their friends were coming late or whatnot, people miss the songs at the start. People presume the songs at the start are going to be a little bit worse as well. There's like, yeah, I feel a little bit bad for Malta. It wouldn't have won. Let's just be clear. Malta would not have won. Even if they were in the 17th slot, they would not have won. But I think they would have gotten the top 5 that they deserved. We have to be positive about this. This is the best result for Malta since 2013, Gianluca tomorrow. So let's not be super negative about it. It's okay to have a little bit of like constructive criticism. Okay, possibly they should have gotten a fair running order, but this is their best result ever. I was a little disappointed at how disappointed Destiny looked throughout the whole thing. Literally, it looked like she was last. And I feel that's a little bit sad that maybe the hopes have been built up so much that her expectations were so high that she wasn't even able to enjoy coming 7th. Coming 7th is amazing. She's 18. She's come 7th in the Eurovision final with the best final probably ever. This should be a joyous moment, and unfortunately it wasn't. So I'm a little bit disappointed that her team maybe didn't instill the right psyche in her. The whole thing seemed a little bit too competitive. Then apparently they were dissing Italy, and Howard's message about the EBU attacking microstates was just ludicrous. San Marino got the 26th draw, Iceland got the 12th draw, Cyprus got a bad draw, but they get good draws in other years. So, oh god, the whole thing got a little bit ugly at the end. 8th was Lithuania. Very, very, very delighted for them. I would have liked if Lithuania had beaten their record. Their old record was LT United. They came 6th. Actually, that was their spokesperson. So a little bit upset they didn't break that, but it's just because the year was too strong. Honestly, this song last year, I think last year was very weak, to be honest. This song last year would have been top 3, top 4-ish, but it's just too strong this year. But 220 points is amazing. Russia came 9th. What a statement for this. This is important to me. The fact this came 9th feels really, really important to me because so many people ragged on her for where she was from and that she was doing a feminist anthem. And the fact that everyone got behind this, despite the fact that it was Russia, and Russia are, you know, sometimes aren't considered super popular in Europe, but everyone got behind this. Their televote and their jury was like pretty much even 104, 100. This is such a huge statement for me. I hope that Russia takes this forward and brings this authenticity that Manisha and Little Big would have brought as well. I really, really, really love this new Russia. I hope they get rid of this like plastic pop facade robotic thing that they usually send, and just start sending real Russia and start sending, really showing themselves off properly. I really love this being in the top 10. And last in the top 10, really surprising for me, is Greece. I thought the song was really good. I thought she was kind of pushing to kind of come 12th or 13th, but in the end actually, and then she got into the top 10. Really, really impressive. I wonder what her split was actually. Very consistent. Wow. 10th with the televoting, 10th with the jury. Fair play to her. Totally and utterly deserved. Really, really, really great for Stefania. I hope she's delighted with that. I hope she's not disappointed. That is a really, really great result for Greece. That is the first time Greece has been back in the top 10. I can't even remember the last time in the top 10. It's got to be a while ago. My God. Was it Alcohol is Free? It was a long time ago, whenever it was. I think that was 2015. Bulgaria just missing out on the top 10. Portugal in 12th. Moldova 13th. Some slightly dodgy stuff with the jury there. Kirkorov holding a couple of hostages. Sweden 14th. Nothing wrong with that. I think if this is what the sound is going to be like in terms of people selling special stuff, Sweden needs to sell a new recipe. If they want to keep having like decent mid-table to high-table results, go for it. But I've already spoken about that pretty extensively in my Sweden video. Serbia 15th, great thing. That one I predicted exactly perfectly right. I'm actually going to, when I do my final analysis video, the results analysis, I'm going to put up what I guessed. And that was one of the ones I got right. I said Serbia would be 15th. Cyprus 16th, great from first place. Israel also, that Eurojury score was very correct. The Eurojury put her in 5th and she did very well with the jury. I think she came 12th. She did, yeah, which is very, very high. Norway ticks. First person actually got points, but those 4 zeros. Actually, let's go straight to the zeros because that was the big news. We had 4 zeros. United Kingdom, Germany, Spain, and Netherlands. Look, I'm glad that Jam McCroy got 11 points and didn't come last. He came 23rd. I'm really happy about that. The song is just really, really gorgeous. The staging probably just wasn't effective enough, but I didn't want him to come last, so I was relieved about that. Spain, where did he get his points from? UK gave him 2, Bulgaria gave him 4. Oh God, the UK giving him 2, I bet they regret that. I think I actually said that in my live feed as well. Yeah, look, I think he took it very well actually. He took it well. He did a kiss and he kind of went like that. I think that's a classy way to take it. Germany, I also like the way Germany took it as well. He kind of cheered. I love Jendrik. He's really, really won me over. I do want Germany to come back with a little bit more of a serious entry next year. And the United Kingdom, what do we say about them? 0 points from the jury, 0 points from the televote. Look, guys, we have a couple of real great British Euro fans in the comments. Aman Storm, Alex Alder, Thingy Bob. We got lots of them. I'm sorry if I'm leaving someone out. But look, the thing about the UK is this emphasizes the fact that if you can come 11th with every single jury and you can come 11th in televoting with every single country and you'll still get 0 points. Your goal should not be to come 11th. Your goal should be to come first or to come last. Germany kind of showed that. Now, I'm not saying Germany is a massive success story, but they got those 3 points because, as divisive as the song is, someone out there was like, I fucking love this song, and they put it first. I don't think anyone saw Embers and put it first in the thing. It'd be interesting when the jury splits come out. We'll see, did anyone put this in their top 3? But the song is just, I've already spoken in my UK video that the problem, UK has big problems. This is what needs to happen. UK need to have Project 20. Project 20 is, they need to get their own song into the top 20 of their own chart. Everything else, forget it. Forget about the results in the final, forget about the jury, forget about the televote, forget about the staging. They need to get their own song into the top 20 of their domestic chart. That's all that matters next year. That's it. Nothing else matters. And that sums it up. If you don't like your own song, why the fuck would other people like your song? It doesn't make sense. Ireland's the same. Leslie came last in semi-final. I'm going to go into that when I go into my semi-finals. I'm not going to do the semi-final details here. I'm going to do a video for the semi-final 1 and semi-final 2, and then I'm going to go into the results from the final, where I might go into a little bit more detail about some of the votes. I got to say, really, really gutted for San Marino. I was hoping that they were going to get their best result. Their previous best result was Serhat with 19, and she ended up coming 22nd. I really felt for her. You could just see the absolute palpable disappointment in her when she got her points. She's put her heart and soul into this. I absolutely utterly feel for her. I really do. Unfortunately, this does show that we overestimate bops in the community. We overestimated her. We overestimated Cyprus. This happens every year. Once again, Kino would not have won. They would not have fucking won because the community overestimates bops. My God, why do people not get this? And we always get so swept up and we're like, yeah, they're going to do really well. No, and then you hit the real world does not like bops as much as we do. Anyway, I'm gutted for her. She's a great woman. I really would have loved her to squeak into 18. I was actually following that during the scoring, but she just missed out. I hope she's not disappointed. San Marino's made the final. They've qualified 2 years in a row. That's better than most of those countries that have populations 100 times their size. So I hope that she's proud. I'm really, really proud of her. Okay, guys. That was meant to be a brief synopsis. That wasn't really brief. By the way, these are the scores from last night. Thank you to everyone who came and watched the Eurovision final with me. It was really super fun. These are, everyone got to vote for 3 countries. So these are all the individual votes, and the red numbers is their total score. And then the green lines are everyone had to just pick one person that they thought was going to win. So thank you to everyone who came and watched. And yeah, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks so much for watching. I'm seeing another Eurovision reaction video very soon. Goodbye.